All right, for what to expect from the NPC, now we are joined in the studio by our business reporter, Nompu Siziba. Good afternoon, welcome.
Welcome,
Thank you. Tell us what we should expect tomorrow.
Well, the market expects the Reserve Bank to raise hikes, as you mentioned in that voiceover. And basically, what the market expects is anything between a 25 basis points hike to a 50 basis point hike, which would take the current repo rate from, I think the repo rate is around 6%, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and it will go up to 6.5% if interest rates are risen by 50 basis points. Mm-hmm. Alternatively, it may go up to 6.25%. But of course, you know, the markets are anticipating a hike, but the Reserve Bank may surprise them and actually not move interest rates at all. And what would the reason be behind that? That would be because the South African economy is just growing at such a lackluster pace. And when you raise interest rates, you increase the cost of borrowing, which means businesses will be put off borrowing money in order to invest. But having said that, we know that many firms in the South African economy do have cash piles that they're not using, they're not investing anyway. So that's not much of an argument, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Normally when she articulates why, to justify the reason whether they have increased or left them unchanged, the reason always is influenced by external factors and all that. So what will the external factors be?
Okay, look, the external factor, the main external factor tends to be the oil price. We've seen that has come down in recent days as some geopolitical concerns have sort of been allayed, and therefore we've seen the petrol price come down, you know, to the low hundreds. Mm-hmm. But in the interim, what's going to happen is that because the rand still remains relatively weak vis-a-vis the dollar, we will experience petrol price increases. As we reported yesterday, I think the Automobile Association is pegging an increase of 26 cents per litre for the petrol price. Diesel may be up a smidgen by about 4 cents a litre. Mm-hmm. So that's the main external influence, is the petrol price. But obviously we also have internal influences as well. High administered prices that we've been experiencing. July is a month where we're all going to experience higher administered prices, electricity, water rates, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. So that has a bearing. Now, the Reserve Bank always says that when it leaves interest rates unchanged, it's not like it's been inactive. It's actually taken a progressive decision based on the factors that are before it.
Let me come in there because just very briefly, I remember at the beginning of the year, everybody had anticipated the Reserve Bank to hike the rates, but it kept them on hold. But the question was, why during that time when there was pandemonium in the platinum belt and there were other inflationary pressures regarding the increase in the petrol price and all that, but they left them unchanged. So could they get it wrong this time around?
Well, I'm just a reporter. I don't know about them getting it wrong. But remember, at the beginning of the year in January, they hiked rates unexpectedly, up by 50 basis points. And that was really unexpected. The market was not expecting that. And then they told us, they told the market, they told South Africans that we are now in a rate hiking cycle. But for the past couple of meetings, they have not raised rates. Mm-hmm. That has been on the back, I think, of things like the platinum strike, because that has hampered growth. You saw that the first quarter growth came in at 0.6%. Those factors influence growth. And so, as you said, the Reserve Bank is in a quandary. Growth is just almost not happening, but inflation is hitting out the lights. It's going to possibly reach 7%.
You put it well by saying lackluster pace. And of course, thank you very much for your analysis. So we meet tomorrow to talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's my colleague, Nompu Siziba, who's our business reporter right here on PM News, talking about the preview of the MPC decision tomorrow about interest rates.